Our friend Gabriel Grayson, tall, bald magician, whose parents were both deaf, and so raised him understanding American Sign Language, needing American Sign Language to talk to his father and mother, to the point where he is one of the world's greatest experts in this language and has written a book on it and teaches it in New York. He was with us. He was a young man who was raised in the Roman Catholic Church. One of his role models was a Roman Catholic priest whose hobby was magic, who taught him magic. He makes money in New York by charging $4,000 or $5,000 for an evening of demonstrating all sorts of magic, reality or illusion, he calls it. And he is a mentalist of the highest caliber. He entertained at our wedding reception many years ago. He did the famous key bending trick in our living room at 2203 Brandenburg Way. My brother, who is a well-educated surgeon, was baffled, and his key was bent. He couldn't believe it. He believed that there was psychic influence, and my brother to this day believes that Gabriel bent that key through psychic influence, something that Gabriel does not claim. And he bent a key yesterday, or the day before yesterday, in our room for the benefit of the 9.5-year-old twins of Beth's brother David. So the twins were there and enjoyed Gabriel's bending the key. And the key bent, and he gave them the key. It was a key that we had had in our drawer. It was not a pre-prepared key. And we saw the key bend, and they took it back with them. And that's Gabriel Grayson. And he wanted to see and learn something about the Amish. We had hoped that he would come for a visit of a couple of hours. He invited himself to stay overnight and spent with us all of one evening and much of the next day, and we had a wonderful, wonderful time with him. But as Beth says, he has trouble because of his great intellect and great experience, world travel and everything you can name. He has been a comedy writer for professional comedians in New York. He's been an MC of a restaurant there, Maitre D' at a fancy restaurant. He's done almost everything. And he has trouble with faith. He spent years preparing for the priesthood and left the seminary because he had trouble with faith. He saw everything that the church is, the Roman Catholic Church, from the inside. And he has been a friend of mine and heard me talk to him for hours and hours, for years and years. And he has trouble with faith. But he wanted to see the Amish, and he was deeply moved as we went through an Amish home and farm by the lecture of the guide. He was deeply moved by the fact that they organized their families into groups of 26. 26 families form a district, and the district has a bishop. And every 2 districts have a bishop over the 2 districts. And they go to church every other week, not every Sunday. And each family of the 26 is expected to host the church one Sunday in the year. When the family has the church in, they clear out their living room, which is called their great room. And they fill it with benches, hard benches with no backs. Church starts at 8 o'clock in the morning and goes until noon, and everyone is there. from all the families. And they sit for 4 hours for church, and that includes all the children. And they arrive on time, and they pay attention. He was very impressed. So was I. And the guide told us more about their devotion and their customs and how faithful they have been to their customs. And it reminded me of a passage in the Old Testament where God reproaches his people for their laxity and gives as an example one particular small group in Israel whose father at one time told them that they would abstain from all wine and strong drink forever. And their descendants for generations were faithful to that tradition. And God speaks to them through the prophets and says, look at that. It's a trivial matter, a matter of just wine. And they have been faithful to their ancestors' tradition for generations. And you people can't be faithful to me? Gabriel was very moved by the testimony of the Amish. There are 28,000 Amish in Lancaster County now, and they are a growing denomination. They double in size every 20 years. The young people are not forced to join the church.